Is that somebody outside screaming hysterically?
I don't know.
Sorry. Did you get my role play?
Do you care if I wear my toque or would you rather me?
No, wear your toque. I don't care. You think I care? You're talking to the lazy one.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna be like on camera.
Oh, please, I don't care. Okay, we're going live right now. And no. Now, hey everybody. Ooh, that's not a cute cute look.
Yeah.
Hey everybody. Oh, man, I always forget to do that. Woohoo! Day 3, people. Day 3. So I had the worst night ever with our puppy. She ate a bunch of 2-bite brownies and hi Marine, and she was sick all night. So I'm really tired today. I did not sleep well. So if I'm not like totally on top of things, that's why I'm a little bit out of it. Hi Tammy. Hi Marine. Hey Jasmine. So I'm going to give everybody just a couple minutes just to log on. And yeah, she's totally fine. But like, just to give you an example of how crazy she was crazy. She was acting like she was on something, and we had to take her for a walk around the subdivision at 2 a.m. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Carrie. Hey, Tiana. Hey. This is exciting. Okay, we're 2 minutes away from 5. So what's everybody drinking? I've got some wine. What do you guys got? What do you guys have? So if you haven't had a chance to download the pictures, quickly go to the announcements in the Facebook group, and those are there and ready to go. Ooh, beer for you. Water for Carrie. Hi, Lori. Hi. Nice to see you guys. Okay. It's okay. If you're having water, it's okay. That's all good. Hey, Kat. So is everybody that's here tonight, have you all been able to watch day 1 and day 2 yet? Red Bull, oh, you rebel. Working out and listening. Hi, awesome, sweet. Cool. Yeah, so I spent a good chunk of my day on the couch trying to catch up on sleep, because that's why I was late posting the homework, because of that dog. Yes. No, you didn't have a chance to watch the first 2 days. That's okay. They're in the group all week. They'll be available until Monday. So they're in for a full week, full 7 days. Hi, Malin. Oh, you're so behind. Don't worry about it. It's okay. I'm so glad you're here and ready to have fun with us. This is super fun. Tiana was a co-judge with me on a judging panel for APNPI, accredited A, how does it go? I'll have to look it up. What does it stand for, Tiana? It's APNPI, I think. anyways, we got to judge some pictures together, and Tiana's really awesome. It's always fun to have first time watching live, so I'm pretty excited. Awesome, Nikki, that's so cool. Well, we like to have fun. It's very like, you know, ladies' night kind of thing. Hi, Ashley. Accredited Professional Newborn Photographers International. Thank you. Because I'm like, I don't know. I can never remember what it's called because it's too many words. Hey, Victoria. Oh, this is so exciting. I'm so glad to have all of you guys. So basically, this is like, you know, maybe you'll pick up a trick here or there. Hi, Lena. For some people, they're like everything they're learning is new. And then for some, it's like, you know, information that you're aware of. And then something is like, oh, I didn't know I could do that. Or like a little light bulb, or, you know, maybe it's even just as simple as like keyboard shortcuts and things like that. So honestly, I think it's always fun to watch other people work, because sometimes you'll pick something up. And I wish there was, you know, more people doing this, because really it's great. It's awesome to learn and everything, right? Refreshers. Thanks, Tiana. You're so sweet. Okay, so I am just going to grab something before I get started. Thanks, Victoria. Yeah, I think that watching how other people do things is definitely a good way to, you know, also let it sink in, because when you're able to like edit along too, it's kind of just like programmed in your brain better. Okay, so we are 5:02, and I think we can get started. So let's just basically talk about and chat about what we've accomplished over the past couple of days. So I saw a lot of remarks about the intimidation of doing the composites, but you guys did it. And you faced something that you might not have been comfortable with, and you did it and you rocked it. And the reason why you could, you know, do it without stress is because you knew how to do it with the correct technique. So it's so much easier to do new things when you know how to do them properly. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Ashley. I did lasso because I could not clone and get it right. I never used the lasso tool. I used the patch tool. Yeah, you might have to change your settings on your Photoshop, Ashley. So maybe what you could do is change the workspace that your Photoshop is set in. So I just want to read a few of the homework goals that were shared in the group, because I think that they're really encouraging and I love them. And I think that you guys will too, if you didn't have a chance to read others. So I'm just going to read some of them. So one person shared, in 3 years, I want to not second guess everything I do, and I want to be more professional on the business side of things. In 3 years, I want the confidence to ask my worth. This is so important. And this is such a good goal. You want to be able to be confident in asking what you're worth, asking your worth, because you should be paid for your work. You shouldn't give things away for free. I mean, unless it's a gift to one person here and there, but on a regular basis, you should be getting paid, and you should be getting paid a decent wage. You shouldn't be working for peanuts. So I'm just going to bring my chair up a little bit. Okay, so I think that's a really great goal. So another one is, in 3 years, I hope I will be much more confident. Then we'll become professional in newborn photography and also with my communication skills. I think confidence is really, really important. Confidence is something that you gain with basically improving your knowledge and your, like the more knowledge you get, the more confident you become, because then you know how to handle situations, you know how to do certain things. So I think that's a really great goal. Another one wrote, my business goals are having a studio space, having enough time for myself, and finding my ideal clients. I think those are all amazing business goals. A studio space doesn't have to be big and fancy. You don't have to have something crazy huge or super expensive. Hi, Courtney. Hi, Ashley, Malin. So yeah, like you don't have to have the biggest and, most amazing setup to do this. You really only need a room with around 200 square feet and a place to put your props, and you can keep it all in one room. I mean, I did in my small studio space, I did it for like a few years. So I think that, hi, Jordan. So I think that, as long as you have the right goals and the right mind frame, then it's definitely, a goal that you can accomplish. And finding your ideal clients, that is super, super important, because you don't want to focus on attracting everybody and anybody. You want to focus on people that will appreciate your value and they will rave about how amazing you are, and price is not an issue because they think you're just incredible and the memories are more important to them. And another one is own studio, be self-sustaining, and make 60K a year. That is totally doable, and that's something that you can totally accomplish. Absolutely. Narrow down my niche, and find what I truly enjoy and spend most of my time in professional development in that area. That is fantastic. I think that when you think about your niche, I think narrowing down on that is really, really good, because then you can be really incredible at what you do and you can make a name for yourself on what you do, rather than spreading yourself so thin that you can't really perfect anything because you're so focused on everything. So I think that's a really good goal, is finding a niche. Setting up a website to show your portfolio. Yes. And getting basically a platform like Honeybook or Sprout Studios to, do all the, the scheduling and signing and emails and everything. That's a good idea too. And that's a lot of work to get all that set up. Studio space. Okay. Someone wrote, I know it was 3, but my list is long. A studio space. Recently moved the kids' playroom upstairs and now have this empty room with a great big window in it, but no doors. LOL. I want this to be my studio space. Small but mighty. You can totally do it. Totally do it. Just get some heavy set curtains and hang them over that doorway and make that your studio space. Absolutely. Invest in off-camera flash. I love natural light, but I feel better when I have complete control. I agree with that. And I noticed a huge improvement and consistency in my work when I changed to studio lighting. 100%. I agree with that. And more about getting a studio and learn studio lighting. So one thing I want to mention too is that studio lighting doesn't have to be super expensive. Studio lighting can be something that, like if you just find the right brand, then you can find that online that's used, and the quality is so good that it doesn't matter if it's used. You can buy it used and it's still a great product. I am a very big advocate for buying things used, because then you don't have to spend $1,000. You can spend $400 and you still have exactly what everyone else does. And it's just as good. Who cares if it didn't come out of a brand new box? Who cares? As long as you test it first to make sure it works, why not buy used? That's what I did. And that's what I do for my studio lighting. Especially one of the biggest reasons, because the importing fees and customs and all that is just insanely expensive. Never mind the exchange. Tiana said consistency and knowing when to say no, balance. That is huge, huge, huge. I think that balance is something that a lot of people struggle with, definitely. And get customers that love me and my style and reach out to me because of my work. Yes, that is an amazing goal. So these are amazing goals, and I look forward to more members sharing their goals, because I think it's really encouraging to the rest of the group to see what everyone has to work on and what everyone has in mind for their business. So yesterday we focused on composites because they are a challenge that everyone will face at some point in their photography career. So did everyone love what they learned with that boot camp yesterday? I hope so. So if you did, I want you to post a little light bulb emoji in the group or in the chat. Good for you, Malin. Yeah, everything is secondhand. And why not? Because you save so much money. Totally. Yeah, 400 bucks. Yeah, totally. Yes, 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 yes. So I think that we're gonna have lots of fun today. One thing that if you haven't watched the boot camp yesterday, one thing that we did was we made a pledge, and that was basically to make sure that we get focus our best to get it right in camera rather than relying on post-processing in Photoshop. So just remember that, some things don't turn out the way we want them to. And yes, sometimes we have to rely to fix those in Photoshop, but we always should aim and make it our goal to get it right in camera rather than relying on fixing it later in Photoshop. Okay, so now we're going to get started on some darker skin babies to edit this evening. And I am going to pull up my Photoshop and then I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. And you are sharing your screen. So I'm just going to make sure that it shows up. I'm going to have a sip of wine. Okay, so how cute are these cutie pies? I have to take my glasses off for this because the blue light messes with the white balance. Like the blue light blocker, I should say. Okay, so I'm in Bridge right now. And if you haven't watched the other 2 days of the boot camp, Adobe Bridge is part of what's available in the Creative Cloud. I don't use Lightroom, I use Bridge, and I use Adobe Camera Raw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this far right picture, and then I'm going to hold the Shift key, and I'm going to click on the far left picture. Oh no. Oh no, Crystal, that's awful. She said she had to edit a gallery entirely because of blue light blockers. She probably had to redo it. That sucks. Okay, so now you're going to press Command R. And this is going to open it up right into Adobe Camera Raw. Okay. So now we have these cutie patooties, and what I like to do is go through my presets and just see which one matches the best. Now these are the character presets. This is a Canon R6 camera, and you can see clearly that the presets work. So there are some that work better than others because that's just the way the preset package is made, for several different cameras. So my go-tos are a few different ones, but I definitely love Adventurous. And I am just going to go now to the basic panel, and I am going to just warm it up a tiny bit. Now, when I shoot these, I normally shoot around 7,000 Kelvin. So you can see how warm it is on the left, and that is why I like to desaturate everything in the preset, because I don't want it to be too orange. But it gives a lot of that, it gives that warmth that allows me to get that creamy skin tones. Another thing too that I want to point out with this is I want you to look at the light placement on this baby's face. So as you can see, the baby has light placement across the forehead, across the cheek closest to the light, on the bridge of the nose, and then on the shadow side. But there's still definition. There's still shadow here, here, and here. So I am not worried about editing, because when you have light placement in the correct areas, it's very easy to edit. So this is literally Adventurous. It's so quick, or so quick. It's so quick. Okay, my goodness. And now I'm going to click on Adventurous again, and I'm not even going to edit or tweak this because I love how it looks. And then I'm going to go for him. And I think what I'm going to do is I might use a different one because the fabric is so, it's too cool in this. Well, I don't know, actually, I kind of like it. So, okay, I will keep Adventurous on all these pictures. So I am just going to warm it up slightly. And I just want to bring out that if you find a preset is a little bit too strong, just bring your saturation down. Amanda, they're going to be in the group all week. So you'll definitely have time. And I'm so sorry that you have a stomach bug. That's awful. Not good. Okay, so all I did was I brought the saturation down to -18. So a little shortcut that I recently found is the backslash, I should say, key. So if you just press it, it just toggles between the before and after, which is really cool. And Q shows you the before and after. Okay, I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it all. So now I'm going to press Command A, and I am going to bring all of these into Photoshop. Can you explain your question, Crystal? Saturation decrease is light reducing opacity. I don't know what you mean. The reason why I recommend using the saturation slider is because sometimes it's just a little too intense, the preset, and then you can just decrease the saturation. And usually that's a big fix. And a lot of times too is just adjusting the exposure is a big fix as well. Yeah, it's so easy, Tammy. All the shortcuts are awesome. I don't know what I would do without the shortcuts. Okay. So I'm just going to start with this picture and I'm going to press J, and J is the patch tool. And yeah, so the lasso tool is L. So Ashley, when you said, I did adventurous with the plus, Ashley. So the lasso tool is with an L. So when you press J, it should bring up your patch tool. It's reducing the intensity of the whole preset. And it's what you do and what you see is what you want for that, for the saturation. Okay, so now these pictures don't need a whole lot of work. So I'm going to press J and then delete. Like it reduces the saturation of the preset is what I mean. I hope that answers your question. A shortcut chart? Maybe. Maybe. Okay. So all I'm doing is I'm working on the background layer and I'm just patch tooling. Patch. Okay. And now we're gonna go over here and this baby is real good. Yeah, these are all the character. This is the character presets. Okay, so now I'm gonna press Command J and we're gonna start with this little nugget. His skin is really bad. And when I was editing his session, it was really tedious. So I like to patch tool away. I like to patch tool it. I have the most control. I do this on a duplicate layer because it allows me some wiggle room and some basically like a what do you call it? Like if I make a mistake, it's easy to fix. Okay, so yeah, that would be a good thing to add in the membership. Definitely. Shortcut chart for sure. Okay, so who's having fun? I want to see a dolphin emoji. I'm pretty sure there's a dolphin emoji. Except we haven't done any dolphin butts in this. Dolphin. Dolphin, dolphin, dolphin. Who all is editing along with me? Whoop, whoop. Hey, Jasmine. Okay, so we're just patch tooling away. Oh my goodness, this is giving me memories of this session. He was literally like one of the most amazing babies, but his skin was just awful. Oof, it was bad. I love it, love it, love it. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Marissa. Jordan. Dolphin shark. I use my finger on my laptop pad. I have control. In reality, I did have one of those Wacom tablets. Wacom. I like to call it a Wacom tablet. But I had it like years ago. I couldn't figure it out. My cousin, because for a time, because my kids were so little, I taught my cousin how to edit for me. And so she was doing editing for me, and she was getting really bad carpal tunnel with the mouse. So we bought the Wacom tablet, and I could not do it. I couldn't use it. It just drove me crazy. So there's so many people that are like, it's the best thing ever. And I believe you, but I'm just not that skilled. Or I don't have the patience to learn. I don't know. But just goes to show you, you really don't need anything fancy. I mean, a good computer is ideal, but as far as like all the extras, you don't need that. Okay, so I just want to mention, you suck at patch tool? Nah, you get better at it. Oh, you have like oh, Nicole uses an iPad and a stylus. Oh, that's fancy. Okay. So I just want to mention one thing really quickly is I don't worry about like peeling skin on the arms or the hands. Oh yeah, it gave me computers. Yeah, they are. Although I am very, very biased when it comes to computers because I have a friend whose husband is a gamer and he built her several computers and they still fail. And I think it's because Photoshop and these pictures are just so big. But the MacBooks Pros, like any Pro MacBook Pro computer or iMac Pro or whatever. Oh no, that's because I don't have anything on. Oh yeah, and I don't have Lightroom. That's a huge deal. Okay, so I'm gonna flatten now. And I'm giving you guys tonight, I'm giving you guys the Bootcamp Actions. That's my freebie. So I'll give you the password at the end of it, but I store everything on an external hard drive. I work off of an external hard drive. My internet's not good enough to do a cloud or anything like that. Okay, so the Bootcamp Actions include saturation tamer, baby puff, Skintastic, coffee creamer, and powder puff. So saturation tamer is really, really great for like when you get really intense yeah, right, Amanda, like yeah. Hey, Jessica. Photoshop is such a heavy program. So I'm blabbing so much. Okay, so I just want to go through these actions with you guys because then when you have them, then you'll know what they do. So saturation tamer has two layers. The tamer is to tone down the saturation in like the edges of things. So it's a very subtle action. So for instance, he's got some saturation in his hands. So I'm just going to, with 100% opacity and flow, brush, I am just going to brush it on his fingers. And you can just see it tones down the crazy, right? That's what I like to say. It just tones down the crazy. And then for the matte layer, what it does is it actually helps tone down highlights like hotspots. So it's very subtle because you don't want things to go gray, but that's what that layer does. Okay, so that is for hotspots. So it just tones it down. I still like to have it low. And you can fix that. You can also fix the hotspots and everything with the free frequency separation, dodge and burn actions as well. Really, Jessica? This is one of your favorite actions? Yeah, I do love this action too. Okay, so then Skintastic is another fantastic action. It's just an overall action that just like tones the skin. And so this is before and this is after. So it's just kind of like a really pretty skin tone effect, really. So that's that one. And then Baby Puff. I don't even remember because I haven't used this one in a while. So let's just see what it does. Okay, so it warms it up. So like you could use this if let's say that you have some a really magenta toned skin. And of course it's way too strong. You don't want it to be orange. So I'm going to turn it down to like 23%. So you can see the before and after. So it just warms it up. And you don't have to apply it on everything. You can press X and brush it off and just have it applied to the arms. So that actually evened it out really nicely. So I'm just going to leave it on the arms, powder puff or baby puff, sorry. And then coffee creamer is also another one like that. Coffee creamer is also to, oh, you know what this one is for? This is to like tame down the really wonky, pale skinned babies that are really pale. So that one, always use every action at a low opacity. Okay. And then powder puff. Powder puff just mutes everything and gives like a slight haze. So powder puff is a really, really great action for light fabrics. I wouldn't recommend doing it on prop shots. And it doesn't look good on dark fabric, so don't even try it. It only works good on light fabric. Okay, so those actions are going to be given to you guys tonight. So I'll stop blabbing and we're going to get to work. So I'm going to dodge and burn a little bit on him. So I'm going to dodge first. And remember, you guys want to decrease the flow of your brush. So I'm bringing the flow down to like 4%, and I am just going to work on shadow sections that aren't supposed to be there necessarily, and things that I want to just reduce a little bit, or blotches of the skin. Okay. You don't want a heavy flow, right, Malin? That is, if you watch the other boot camp days, that is our motto. It's our motto, this boot camp. You don't want a heavy flow. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is, so you can see the before and after, it's just really reduced those heavy shadows. And then I'm going to go to the burn section and I'm going to bring it down even more, like 2% flow. We don't want a heavy flow, folks. That's right, heavy flow is too much. And I'm literally just going to dabble over these hot spots right here on his face and just tone those down a little bit. And it works perfectly. It doesn't give you that gray anything. Okay, so now I'm going to press flatten. And I'm going to do the Supreme Care. Now, so Supreme Care, if you have the Montauk version 2 action set, I have 2 red removers, essentially, Supreme Care and New Red Off. New Red Off is a more tamer red remover, and Supreme Care is more of a powerful red remover. So if you notice that like after Supreme Care you need extra, then just use the New Red Off action and that will help. Okay, so now I'm going to bring the flow up and the opacity down on this. And I am just going to focus on the blotches of funky skin. And I am just gonna take, be subtle, don't go crazy. You don't want to remove everything because don't forget, people naturally have redness in their face. And so especially in the cheeks, I like to leave it, especially in the shadow side of the cheeks. Now, one thing I'm noticing is that his little hands are a little bit too magenta still. So I'm going to go to a magenta attack. And that's also in the that action set. And I am just kind of there. I've just brushed it on. So you can see the difference now, it matches. And I'm going to press flatten. And then I'm going to go to my Montauk skin smoothing. And if you want a really affordable skin smoothing option, this is the one for you because it is only $10 Canadian. It's like $7 American. It's really cheap. And I use this on babies and parents. It's a great action. So I'm just going to brush on. I don't want to brush over hair. It really does blend everything really nicely. And then I am going to brush on the arms. Thanks, Jessica. Supreme Care is your fave. It's my favorite too. Okay, flatten. And then I am going to just do edgy because edgy will remove more of the fluff that we don't want. And I'm gonna just, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it at 100%. And then sometimes when I feel like I'm having skin things, it's because I need to brighten the midtones. So I just click on brighten midtones and I am just going to lower the opacity to like 60% and press flatten. And that's pretty much finished. I would use a finishing action just to give it an extra pop. I'm going to click fierce. Isn't that pretty? On my phone, it looks so different, but on my computer, it looks really good. So always trust your prints that are matched to your screen, okay? Because that's how you know it's printing properly. So I have prints that I get printed from my lab and then it matches and then I know I'm good. So I trust my computer over my phone. Okay, and now I'm gonna just save that really quickly. Save. And now we're gonna go over here. And I am going to take all his skin imperfections away because, oh my, he was also another. So I have a few different labs that I use. So I get my fine art prints for like, just like mounted prints and things from WHCC. And then I get matted prints, the fine art matted prints from Graphy Studio. And then I am in the middle of trying out N-Photo and and QT Labs as well is fantastic. And I am also going to, I've tried out GTA. I do like GTA Imaging. They're in Canada, so if you're looking for Canadian one. And I've tried out Miller's, but Miller's, lots of people love Miller's, but I didn't like the prints. They were too muted for me. And so I I'm not going to order from them. And I am just waiting on my samples that I ordered from Nphoto. Nphoto. I don't have to calibrate my computer to the labs that I use only because my prints match. Yes, I use QT albums. Yes, they're so amazing. Their product is so beautiful. But I also find that a lot of Mac, like Apple users, don't need to necessarily calibrate. But with PC, the screens are kind of all over the map. So I think that you do really need to calibrate your screens if you have a PC computer. It's really important. And that's something that you can discuss with the lab itself. So every lab has different settings, and if you follow their suggestions, then you should be able to calibrate to the lab that you want to use with no problem at all. And another thing too is that every lab generally gives you 5 free prints to try them, to see if you like them. So that's another thing that I would recommend. So I am just patch tooling away here. Patch, patch, patch. This little guy, so beautiful. He was one of the hardest babies I've ever photographed. This little guy was. And his sister is literally only like, oh no, I guess his sister's 3. And she was one of the best babies I'd ever photographed. It's like so funny how they're different. And so this image is really very easy to edit. And then one of the reasons why is because it's backlit. And I love doing backlit shots for prop shots because I just think that they're so much more beautiful and artistic. And I love them. Okay. Okay, so another thing too is I'm going to liquefy his feet. So the Canadian lab, oh, there's 2 Canadian labs. There's, well, there's 3. There's Decora, which is crazy expensive. There is GTA Imaging, and they're in Toronto. And then there's Technicare, who is actually in Edmonton. The red toes, you can, I leave them. They're not red because they're red. They're red because there's light showing through. It's just part of the backlit lighting. So what did I just press? I don't remember what I just pressed. Oh, right, Supreme Care. So I can just do Supreme Care, and then that pretty much took care of the redness at 100%. And then you can use Saturation Tamer, and then it'll tone down the saturation, and then you're good to go. So Saturation Tamer, bam, done, you're good. Okay, now I'm gonna press Command J. Yours look more red than, mine look more red than yours. And it could just be your computer, I think, maybe. Oh no, you spilled a beer on your keyboard. I'd die. Okay, so now I'm going to click the liquefy because I am going to liquefy his bony little feet because I think that it ruins it a little bit. So all I'm doing is I'm just nudging in that corner. And you might think to yourself, well, that's not natural. It doesn't matter. My screen is at full brightness. I always edit with full brightness. And the reason why is because I go by my histogram, and my histogram tells me if I am too blown out or too dark. You know what, Jasmine? Careful of the covers that you use, because I had a cover on my old laptop, and the plastic or the rubber or whatever it was ruined my screen on my MacBook Pro. It permanently damaged it with imprints of the screen, like imprints of the keyboard. So be careful with those, because after years of using it, it'll wreck it. Okay, so now I'm going to press flatten. And now I'm going to do skin smoothing. Your edits look so dim when they're printed. Then you definitely need to increase your contrast perhaps. Okay, so now I'm on skin smoothing and I'm just smoothing his beautiful face. So beautiful, this baby. All these babies are just beautiful. Okay. So how gorgeous is he really? Like this image really doesn't need anything else. Like it's perfect. So I am going to probably do just a finishing action just for the heck of it. Excuse me. And I'm going to do Wondrous. No. There we go. And you barely notice, but it just adds that extra pop to it, which is what I want. I'm all about the subtlety. Thank you, Lena. So I'm going to save this one. Such a gorgeous baby. Aw, thanks, Sarah. Okay, and then this one, oh my gosh, he's so cute. Okay, if you guys want a cute romper for a boy, this is like the best romper ever, and Oliver and Jute made it, and it is so good. It's only like 30 Canadian or something, so that's like 20 something American. You guys need to grab them before they're gone. Just saying. I don't, Malin, for finishing actions. As you play with them, you're going to be able to see like some of them are more pinky, some of them are more muted, some of them are more bright. I have them set at certain opacities, so you really shouldn't have to do a whole lot to it as far as adjustments. But yeah, I would just suggest playing with the character actions. And it's so let me just say this. If you guys have the character presets, I will give you a code to just get the character actions because it's just, I mean, you already have the presets, so it's exactly the same. It's just that I converted them to actions. He is very wise looking. He definitely has a wise face. And it's so funny that you guys noticed that because that's exactly what I said. I was like, he looks so mature. He looks like this handsome little old man. And even when he's awake too, like, so cute. His big sister was totally crazy. Okay, so I'm just patch tooling away, guys. Patch, patch, patch. Remember with the J. J is your friend. J, J, J. Okay, and remember you're doing this on a duplicate layer. So Command J to do your duplicate layers. And we're just getting rid of those, you know, white flakes and bumps. And that's what we're doing. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so who's with me still? Who's with me? I need to see like action, guys. Throw out a palm tree. I love me some palm trees. Sarah, ever shoot siblings and was like, wait, plan B, this is not going to work. You maybe, but no, can't trust this. Yeah, you know, there are some siblings, and we have a trick to young siblings. When they're really, really young and they won't cooperate, one thing that we will do as part of a sibling pose is have dad hold one sibling in one arm, like he's sitting down on a stool, and then holding the baby over top of the sibling. and then arms like wrapped around, and then big, you know, like the 2-year-old or the 1.5-year-olds or whatever gets to hold baby still, but dad is fully supporting the baby. And then you just crop it in, like you just do a close-up shot, and it's really cute. And as far as, you know, siblings not cooperating, people are pumping out those babies like crazy during COVID. So, oh, I love that. Broccoli. I can't find a palm tree. So broccoli it is for you too. Oh my gosh, that's so funny, you guys. Oh, you're so funny. Oh, you love the, oh, awesome, Courtney. I'm glad that you liked it. Yes, Harper in that series of posing tutorials was such a cutie pie. She's such a good girl. And it's funny because we did the family portion with that baby, and she loved her family portion and did not love her solo portion. It's funny how some babies are like that. Okay. So notice how I'm not going to be like crazy and get every little teeny weeny little thing. I am just going to now go to dodge and burn, and I'm just going to fix that little highlight with the burn just because it's a tad bright. I'm going to bring my flow down 3%, and I'm just going to brush over this right here. And I still want it to have a highlight, but I just don't want it to be so bright. But right, so like with COVID, like everyone's having like baby after baby. And so there's all these COVID babies that are coming in, and oops, I got it some on the dark skin. So I have to press X and take that off. And I have to bring my flow up to 100% because I don't want any of the burn on the dark skin. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to dodge, and I'm gonna bring my flow down. Anyways, what I was saying was with COVID babies are like terrified of life for the most part. And so they're not easy to photograph. Like the toddlers, like the 1-year-olds and the 6-month-olds, and they're just like, ah. So makes the life a little bit challenging. So you definitely have to come up with ways to get around that. Really, Cheryl? Around here, there's so many babies coming. The national birth rate is down. Huh. Well, I believe you, but in Canada, especially my area, the babies are like, people are not waiting the typical 2 years. They're coming in like 10 months after their first baby kind of thing, which is not normal for my type of area. So I don't know. There's definitely a baby boom over here. Definitely a baby boom. I have a lot of clients that are in the that are nurses and stuff too, and almost like all of them are like taking this opportunity to have their babies because they don't want to be at the hospitals because of COVID. Could be, yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna do skin smoothing. And I'm gonna bring the flow up to 100%. Right, Crystal? Like when you get babies that are, you know, so close together, they're like Irish twins or whatever. It's like hard for these parents. Even I don't even know how they do it. And I had twins. I think it's easier when they're the same age. Oh, a COVID baby was not an option for us. Yeah. I can't imagine it's very easy during COVID, that's for sure. Okay. So this gorgeous little handsome dude. So that's before the skin smoothing action and afterwards. And actually, I'm gonna just take a screenshot of this. I'm gonna press Shift Command 4, and I am going to, oops, I'm gonna screenshot this so that I can add this to my shop just to show what it looks like, the before and after. So Command Shift 4 allows you to screenshot on a Mac. Okay. So now we're going to flatten, and he's just so darn cute. So I'm going to click Wondrous. And it just gives me that little pop of pinkiness. I love it. Pressing flatten. And I'm going to save. And press save and press OK. And then we have this cutie patootie. So now I really don't have, oh no, I do have a little bit of stuff to remove. I have some hairs. Oh, wow. Where are you from, Cheryl? I'm going to press Command J, and I am going to press J, and I'm going to remove the hairs and any of the skin stuff. And I'm going to just get rid of these little bubbles. California. Oh, okay. I'm in good old Canada. Okie dokie. So I have just a little hair here. I like to zoom in real close to get the ones off the lip. Be really careful that you don't lose any texture. So just go little bits by little bit. Okay, and then there we go. And we're just removing what we have to give a polished look. So I like to see skin texture on my babies. I don't want it to be porcelain, right? I don't want it to look fake. I try to be subtle with my editing as much as possible. And so just remember that when you're editing, you want to maintain subtlety. Really, Kenya? There's more people in California than there is in all of Canada? Seriously? Yeah. Oh man, that's crazy. Crazy. It's too cold here. Nobody wants to live here. Okay, I'm gonna press flatten, and I'm just gonna go to dodge and burn. And I'm gonna go to the burn section, and I'm just going to bring my flow down. Remember, you don't want a heavy flow. I'm gonna bring it down to 3%, and I'm just gonna brush on the creamy layers that I have, just because they were lighter, they did attract, you know, the light and look a little bit blown out. So I'm just toning them down just so that we can still see it. You lived in Alaska. Ooh, and now you live in Texas. Oh, lucky. The heat. I wish I had the heat. I'm a heat kind of girl. Me and my husband and my kids, we like to go to Thailand for the winter, usually. And we were actually in Thailand when the pandemic hit. We were spending 3 months on an island called Koh Samui. Right? He had perfect hair. You want to photograph a hairy baby? They are fun. I do get very excited when they have lots of hair. I'm like, yes. Okay, and then he's got really good skin tone, so I'm gonna pop these glasses back on. See, with these glasses, he looks orange, but I'm not gonna worry about any of his skin tone. I'm just going to click on Supreme Care, and I am just gonna bring the opacity down and the flow back up. And I am just going to brush over, oop, no, that's black, just some of his red watches. I will show you. So generally I start with that in ACR, and but I'll show you can have a histogram in Photoshop too, and we do use that too. So just making sure I'm not overdoing it.
And then Victoria asked when you got the romper from.
This romper is from Sugar Baby Photo Props. And the fur is too. Another thing I have to do is fix this wood, but I'm not going to do that for this picture because this session is old and I don't have to edit it. So I am going to click on Edgy. It's too strong, so I'm going to bring the opacity down to 37%, press flatten. And then I am just going to do a finishing action. Thanks, Crystal. Thank you. I'll probably do one dress. I kind of want it to be a little bit warmer, so I'm going to run Skintastic over it. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that. Okay, and because he's kind of like floating in the middle, I am going to crop this to 5:7 ratio. Oh, that's too bad. I know. Reminding me of my mom. She always goes, I can't see anything. But I don't need glasses. This is just for blue light. Oh, I'm awful. Okay, and we're done. So I'm going to save this. Okay, now who's ready for some role play? Role play. We haven't even practiced the role play yet, me and Kenya. Oh. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to go in the other room for sure. Definitely. So flow is like the amount put on, and opacity is like what you can see of it. Okay, so we're gonna do some. Oh, good. I'm glad that you liked it, Courtney. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing. And I am gonna go to my script here so that I remember what to say. Oh, right. And if you guys, did you guys want the script from yesterday? Because if you do, I'll put it in the group, but otherwise I'll not worry about it. Oh, I can't see that. Oh, yeah. Good one, Malin. That's awesome. Okay. No, that's a cool way of explaining it. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so I'm just gonna wait for my sister to log on to Zoom so that we can do our role play. Oh, is she here?
Yeah, I'm here.
I don't see you. I see you now. I'm gonna go to gallery. Yes, yeah. Okay, so I'm just waiting for us to both show up. Oh, it doesn't really matter, I guess. Okay, so now I am we're gonna do our role play, Kenya.
Okay.
So just let me find it here. Okay.
Hi, Catherine. I'm so excited for our newborn session this week. I just have a couple questions because I forgot to ask you earlier. I know you said immediate family only, but because of COVID and everything, family is just super important. I'm just wondering if I can bring in my props that I ordered off of Amazon and Etsy, and if my brother's kids and my parents also can be a part of the newborn photo shoot.
Oh, how's it going, Kenya? I'm so glad to hear from you. I'm really excited for your shoot too. Well, unfortunately, because of COVID, we are currently limiting the amount of people at the studio. But yeah, sure, bring your props.
Okay, but what about my parents then? I really need them to be a part of this session.
Um, well, okay, I guess they can come at the beginning and then leave after that. Wrong. Okay, so the reason why we think that's wrong is because, well, we'll just start with the props, first of all. I'm okay with photographing other people's props, no problem, but I do want to know what they're bringing and I do want to know what they look like, and I just want to be prepared. So you don't want them to show up with a suitcase full of props and think you're going to use every single one of their props, right? And as far as the parents and cousins, let's see how this conversation should have gone. Okay. So just let me get my phone, Kenya. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, Catherine. I'm super excited for our newborn session this week. I just have a couple of questions because I forgot to ask you before. I know you said immediate family only, but because of COVID and everything, family is just super important to me. I'm just wondering if I can bring in the props that I ordered off of Amazon and Etsy, and if my brother's kids and my parents also can be a part of the newborn photo shoot.
Hi, Kenya. Oh, I'm so excited for your shoot too. Well, unfortunately, because of COVID, we are currently limiting the amount of people at the studio. And as far as your own props, I'm okay with you bringing a couple items. However, I do need you to send me some images of them. Can you describe them for me?
Yeah, definitely. One is a really cute little outfit off of Amazon. It's crocheted and it's newborn size, and the other is a headband.
Okay, great. Yeah, so just send me a couple pictures of those items just so that I can figure out the setups for those ahead of time. But as far as your family, I have to keep my company policy. Currently, we are limited to immediate family only, but perhaps next summer we could do an outdoor extended family shoot when the baby is a bit older.
Oh, okay. That's okay. I look forward to Friday.
Perfect. Okay, so do you guys agree with that answer? Because I think that it's important to be respectful and, be willing to photograph. I know that like in so many forums, people get so upset when their clients want to bring in props. And you have to remember that they're just trying to have fun with this session for their baby that they're so excited for. They're not trying to offend you. They're not trying to go against your style. They're not trying to be difficult. They're just trying to, continue the excitement with their baby. So when we are dealing with clients and them wanting to bring in personal items to the session, it's fine with me. Even if it's not something that matches my brand or style, I will be polite and I'll photograph that item. But I still will do the pose without that item just so that they have both in their gallery. I can use the one that I don't have their item with on social media or on my website. And then they still have the image with their personal item. And let me tell you, they will usually buy the things that they bought so they'll usually buy the images with the items that they wanted photographed. So for example, Sarah, my baby is only this little for so long. I need my parents there. I think in that regards, what I would suggest would be that, and I have had to do this actually. I told the parents that they actually had to sit in the car while the grandparents were in the studio with the baby. And the reason why, well, first of all, the vehicle is parked directly in front of the studio door. So it's not even a big deal. Whoop-de-doo, they walk out the door and they sit in their car. Second of all, my studio space is not very big and I'm very open and I explain that to my clients. It's not a very big room. I have a lobby where I like the dad to sit. I don't want both parents in the room at the same time unless they're in front of the camera. And I do not do extended photo sessions during a newborn session. That is a completely entirely different thing. So I guess it really just, yeah, you could schedule a second session. Yeah, you can totally say that too, Crystal. Absolutely. And yeah, 100% you can charge extra for the extra people, but though I don't do it that way, they just would buy more pictures. So I'm not charging them up front for taking the pictures of the extra people, but they're not going to get those pictures if they don't buy them. And they always do buy them if it is that situation. So I have had that situation, and I've just had the parents go outside because with COVID, we just have to be careful. Okay. And you just have to be polite and just remind them that there's other ways to incorporate those family members into a future session. And usually when you give them an option to choose, then instead of just saying no, then they're going to be happy because you have given them a plan. Okay. So let's keep this momentum going, you guys. The more you practice editing, the more it's going to keep you motivated. So I really want you guys to post those pictures that we edited together in the group under. You can take it in that homework thread where the download link is, post your pictures in there just so that it stays there and I can find them easy. And I will give you feedback on that stuff tomorrow before the next live starts. But I just want to find out, what is your next step in reaching your goals? I want to find that out before we finish and I give you guys the freebie discount code. I want to know, what is your next step in reaching the goals that you guys have listed as your 3-year plan or your 1-year plan or your 2-year plan. You need product samples. That's a good start, Crystal. Definitely a good start. And feel free, Crystal, as you're, ordering product samples, post them in the group. If you don't like a lab, say why. I think that helping each other out in the community, photography community, is always good. Ashley said contracts. Yes, get contracts underway. I have my contract through Jotform, and they have a free version for that, but I used the free version for years and it was fine. And I bought their program finally, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And I send my prep guide through Jotform as well. And I have a wording template basically in the shop if you guys want to know what to send people for prepping your clients, because that is huge, huge, huge. That is literally so essential in a successful newborn session. Okay. So more, let's see her. Building your website and your Instagram page. Yes, Lena, yes, we will help you get there. Lena is in our mentoring program and she's fantastic, but she also works full-time as well. So she is a hard worker. Tammy, buy your actions. Crystal, Enphoto and Graphy. Yeah, I've heard good things about Enphoto and they have fantastic sample sales. Graphy is fantastic. I do love them. You need to build a client base. Cheryl, yes, you do. So that is really, really important. And the more engagement you get, on social media and get your website together, you're going to be able to build that client base because people are going to be able to find you. Standing your ground more, Carrie. Yes, absolutely. You have to stand your ground. You have to, remember that it's not a charity. This is a real business. And you can take it seriously and you can make a living. Lorraine, yes, you work super full-time too, plus do photography. Yes, forms and contracts, Lena, are good. Model calls. Yes, Sarah, you definitely need to figure out what your niche is going to be. Malin, register as a sole proprietor. Yes, definitely do that. Nikki, your goal is to go full-time. You work full-time at a childcare center. Yes. Oh my gosh, you will love being your own boss. It is the best thing ever. Yeah, it is the right word, Malin. You said it correctly. Brianna, you need to get insurance. Yes. Hands down, that is one of the most important things you need to do. Yeah, you guys are so amazing. It is so intentional and I love it, love it, love it. I have a prepping letter for my clients. It works great. Awesome. Yeah, Crystal, you definitely having a mentoring program and learning lighting is very, very important. Sarah, standing your ground and having the confidence. Yes, you do need that. Working on your portfolio. Yes. Yes, you should find somebody in Norway, Malin. That is a great idea. No, imposter syndrome. Yes, it is a real thing, but you're never an imposter. but I get it. I get it. Yes, getting your niche and getting insurance. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I just want to throw this out there really quick, and I'll get into this more later, but my mentoring program is like, it's like a one-on-one mentoring program, but it's extended over months rather than like a day. And I literally am like on like screen time with my members like constantly. Like we have regular weekly Zoom, conference calling, and we have every 2 weeks we're doing editing, conference editing, and I'm editing their pictures for them. Like it's very, very hands-on, and we do monthly newborn lives. So really it's like, it's the best of both worlds, in all honesty. So, oh yes, the Hush Baby program, that is what it's called. So I just wanted to let you guys know that tomorrow is the biggest and most important day. So really make sure that you are attending and taking part, and don't forget to post your homework. And remember, yes, Crystal, absolutely. Yes. So don't forget to post your homework. Make sure that you're engaging like crazy, because remember, the highest engager is going to win a scholarship to that program. It's amazing. Okay. And as far as the freebie for tonight, it's the Bootcamp Photoshop Actions. So you guys can, Jasmine will post the link in the comments, and the discount code is just Bootcamp with a capital B. Okay, so you guys enjoy those. Tomorrow will be another freebie, but don't forget, you guys, not only is there the membership giveaway, but there's also the vendor giveaway as well. So whoever the lucky winner is going to be winning props as well as the mentoring program scholarship. So it's like mega awesome. Okay, so thanks you guys for hanging out with me tonight. If you haven't had an opportunity to get any homework or anything like that done, you have until basically the end of tomorrow's boot camp to get it all done, because after tomorrow's boot camp, we're going to go and we're going to count all of the engagement, and we're going to be able to see really who the lucky winner is. I'm so glad, Crystal, to have you. I'm so glad to have all of you, Jasmine, Malin, all of you guys. I love doing this, and it's just so awesome to have all of you guys with me. Oh, yes. And who is it that just had a baby? Brianna. Congratulations, Brianna. That is so exciting. Wonderful. Okay, so you guys have fun getting those freebies. You're welcome, Tammy. And do me a favor, and if you guys have had fun the last few days, maybe share it in a couple groups that you guys have had fun. I would love to have more people know about this opportunity. And thanks, Chin. The last one the one from yesterday was a $30 credit to the shop on any posing tutorials. So that one was Bootcamp 2, like with the number 2. So yeah, definitely take advantage of that too. I don't think it's expired yet. I think it expires at midnight tonight. So make sure that you guys get those freebies. And yes, please do share, because not very many people know about me. I'm one of the smaller groups, and I really love to do this, and it's my passion. And I'm just really thankful for you guys all being here and being a part of this with me. So you guys have a fantastic night, and have fun editing those beautiful pictures of those beautiful babies. And I can't wait to see what you guys do with your pictures, and we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so you guys have a great night. Bye.